Hi, and welcome to How Dare You, a Truth or Dare show. I am Kelly Collette.
And I am Faith Mueller.
And we are joined today by a hilarious comedian, Karinne Turnbow, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Karinne, Faith recently got to see how funny you are.
You are.
Yes, we did Don't Tell together
Yes.
on, was that Valentine's Day?
It was right around there.
It was right around
Maybe
there.
Galentine's Day.
You were so funny.
But you've been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I've been in the game for 12 years.
Wow.
I think this year I'd be lucky number 13.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are your favorite comedy moments that you've had so far?
Oh, God. I did headline Don't Tell just here recently, and that was a fucking blast. It was right before my birthday. It was good. Good times. I opened for Cheryl Underwood.
I love Cheryl Underwood. I heard she gives really good advice,
She
too.
gives amazing advice. She was the person that told me to stop letting people pay me in Hennessy. And I was
she didn't
like,
tell me that.
You got a point there.
That is good advice.
So that was solid advice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
what do you get paid in now?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. You moved up. Yeah.
Hugs.
Dick? No.
Yes.
You get paid them
That's
to
horrible.
cut their dicks off.
I wish I got paid to cut dicks off.
Wouldn't that be
sounds
fun?
Great.
Vigilante work.
Yeah, we were talking backstage of the podcast. No, we were talking about how do we even say that? We were talking about men who give comedy advice, and it's like, look, if we tried to get booked the way you think we should, we would just have dicks in our mouths all the fucking time.
Right.
So we're not gonna follow your advice blindly.
And I already
that's
have
the
to
shortcut.
suck dick to get in a relationship and be. I don't want to suck dick on the job either. Like I don't. I want there to be a space in my life where I don't
want it
feel
to do it for love,
to suck,
right? Yeah, church.
I don't want to feel obligated to suck dick.
Right.
And thank you for coming to
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Out of my heart. I suck dick with my heart.
I appreciate the honesty. That's why we wanted to have you on too, because you're probably one of the most honest comedians out there. You say exactly what you're thinking all of the time, and it is the best.
Yeah, but you make it palatable for other people too.
No.
The stories you tell, they're just so funny and real, and the fact that you have the guts to just tell them.
I tell them because I wish somebody would have told me. Like when I tell the joke about having gray hair on my pussy, nobody told me.
Right.
I thought you just only got gray hair in your hair. I thought maybe you might. I know old men got in their ears and
their nose.
No idea you got gray pubes.
Right.
So when I did see it for the first time, I'm talking about my heart fucking sank to my toenails. I thought I had every STD there was to have.
Just from one?
Yes.
So you just went on and Googled gray pubes because
I've never given my pubes a chance. They might be gray.
What's really funny is I pulled my labia out and I tried to flick it because I thought it was a piece of lint. I did. And it didn't come off.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We need to get.
But I was somebody. So I want to be like the aunt or the figure, the big sister, the older cousin. That's like, hey, you're gonna get gray pubes one day.
Right.
Your titties are gonna start sagging one day.
They change color. Mm-hmm. I heard. Now we're getting into this. Pre-menopause is we could be in that right now. Mm-hmm. Some people start this early.
I rebuke you.
And I
rebuke you in the name
of the name of Lord. Sorry.
We're not
going to go there.
No, you're right.
But
you're not wrong. That
I have no idea what actually happens during menopause, except for a Medea level understanding of I'm going to be in church fanning myself. Girl, it's hot in here. You know what I mean?
I remember my
hot flash. That's all you know.
Fanning themselves. And
no one says gray pubic hair.
No
one says
not at all. But I'm looking forward to menopause.
I don't think I'm gonna miss having.
I'm not gonna miss periods. Periods are trash.
I don't even think it's that. I just think there's so much freedom that comes when you're in your 50s, and you're just I don't care if men.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there now. Sometimes I'll see a 20-year-old girl, and I'm like, "Go on with your hot body."
No, same.
Yes, do it. Do it all, so we don't all have to do it. You know.
This is where I'm handing over.
You're passing the
torch. You still caring about yourself and your appearance to the world. Oh, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You have no idea how hard it's all about to hit you to the point where you're like, you know what? I got up today Done. Won. I won.
Yeah.
I got out of bed.
I got out of bed. I got up. I opened my eyes, and I did not try to attempt. I didn't follow any of the suicidal thoughts that I had all day. And
Not
that's
letting the
win.
intrusive
That's a
thoughts
win.
win.
That is a win.
There's this very specific type of artsy white woman that I want to be when I grow up. Because I see them on like TikTok and stuff, and they have all of the enamel and gold bangles on their thing. They have the wide rim glasses, beautiful designer sunglasses, a funky hat with a weird animal on it. They're dressing whatever, and they say things like, "I ain't no granny." I'm not your granny.
They do a lot of like vintage thrift shopping
Yes.
and stuff, and they have like
Make your own
brooches
style.
and shit.
So many brooches.
Brooches have always been awesome.
They wear every single thing they've ever owned in case they don't remember where they live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the kind of one I want to be.
That's
you're
a
gonna
good-
be in like Florida, and you're gonna like. There's gonna be like all the art studios. And
Yeah, it's not gonna be Florida. It's gonna be
somewhere.
It's gonna be
Where?
like I would think New York. I'd
Okay.
finally make it. That's when I want to make it, guys. That's when I want to make it in New York City. Na 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 na.
Yeah.
Dead.
I could see that.
She's murdered.
Murdered.
Stabbed.
Right off the train. Bam. She never
she's
fucking
from
saw it
Ohio.
coming. Boom. Exactly. What kind of old lady do you want to be?
I want to be so she's the mean aunt, but you like going over her house though because she is fun
And she cooks.
and she cooks sometimes, or she just got the good snacks. And then do you remember the cigarette purses that you had
Yes.
to do that too?
Of course.
yes, open the
Yes.
hinge.
Definitely want to have one of those.
Yeah.
Full
Gonna
of.
have my.
Hold it like this.
I'm from the West Side, so it's gonna be full of filter tip Black and Mild.
Nice.
Maybe 2 joints, 2 pre-roll joints.
Honey, give me my purse.
And some change.
Give
and a lighter.
Get Auntie her purse.
And it's gonna be go get my purse out of the room. And she always asks, but
Yeah.
when you get my purse, stop in the kitchen and get you one of them Pop-Tarts that I bought for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
They don't got
friends-
that organic shit in it. Those are the
no,
real
those are the
Pop
real-
Those are the
Tarts.
regular brown sugar
yeah.
cinnamon.
Terrible for you.
Yep. They
So
are
are you a
good.
brown cinnamon Pop-Tart person?
That and chocolate.
S'mores.
Pop-Tarts. The
S'mores?
s'mores are
I
good
fuck with
too.
s'mores
Y'all
Pop
are
Tarts.
Those are the
fucking
3.
Weirdos,
Trash.
and I
We're
feel
trash.
betrayed.
What kind of Pop-Tart do you like,
It's
Karinne?
always and forever going to be the
Strawberry.
strawberry Pop-Tart.
Ah, Karinne, I thought you were better than that.
I'm, again, from the west side of Cincinnati.
My
I'm
life,
basic as
I
fuck.
have
She
to
looks
eat
like
my
a strawberry
favorite.
Pop Tart. Look at that.
I
Look at
look
that.
like
That's
I look
privilege,
like a
a
strawberry Pop-Tart. I do. I'm very
who can
pink.
afford the s'more enough to make it their favorite?
Sorry.
The fuck? Chocolate.
I know.
Chocolate, the
betrayed.
double chocolate,
I'm-
the double fudge Pop-Tart. I don't have them a whole lot.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in years.
Yeah,
I just-
No, I
I'm
mean-
damn near 40.
I kinda
can't
want one right now.
digest a Pop-Tart
Yeah.
in real life. Like my body would be like, bitch, what?
Yeah.
I'm officially done with milk and all kinds of shit.
Oh, I hate
now.
milk.
I love milk. My body
Yeah.
is like, girl, fuck you.
Yeah.
And this milk.
I
This
can't
is
digest it
this is my new
properly.
obsession, a cruffin. Do you know what a cruffin is?
No.
It's a croissant baked
Sounds
like,
like
a
an STD.
muffin.
Okay.
And it does sound like a fucking weird.
Don't touch her. She's got cruffin.
She's got cruffin
Do you
coming
have
out
a
of her.
dream catcher in your house?
Do I have a dream catcher? I wish.
Because that gives me like very dream catcher in the bed, like a cruffin. Like you gotta.
I
Ellie
have
seems like she has a dream catcher in her
like
room.
I'm
have-
surprised you don't.
I have a long
Because a cruffin?
hanging thing of moons and stars.
That's yeah.
But it's not a dream
It's
catcher.
not a dream catcher,
But
but
it's
still.
gold and it's very
Same brand.
ethereal. Yeah, I'm that. Yeah. I'm a very like anthropology kind of bouge. Right? It's like not like I'm not like a Prada bouge. I'm just like this skirt does cost $200, but you can't tell. It looks like it's
I
from
love
the thrift
anthropology.
store.
No,
That's
anthropology
I love that
is very
stuff.
bougie
Yeah.
in my world.
Yes.
'Cause I-
Absolutely. It's very
listen,
expensive.
I was an Old Navy girl. Like that was
Yes.
my what?
I liked Old Navy.
I still like Old Navy.
This
and
is
then
Old Navy.
I'm a fat girl, so when I was like a fat teen, I could get some like okay teen clothes
At Old Navy.
at
yeah.
Old Navy in my size. Because if I couldn't get to Old Navy, I used to have to wear J.C. Penney suits. Fuck you, Blake. No, like
You ever go to Value City?
What?
I rocked a Value City
Value
tube
Yep.
seat.
I'm saying I'm in 7th
Value
grade
City.
at my Catholic 7th grade
Yeah.
graduation in a powder blue
suit.
with
Easter
It's
suit.
the pedal pusher and then the claps Easter suit.
Love it.
Cute.
You went to church in that too, didn't you? What'd you say?
That's the Dumb and Dumber.
You had the Lloyd Christmas.
It gave very Dumb and Dumber, but I'm saying think more like your aunt for Easter.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm in 7th grade. And all the boys, just bringing all the boys to the yard in my...
I shopped at Fashion Bug in 7th grade. It was a very specific type of pour. And had a lot of shirts that said things like, too cute. Or like, I had one with a kitten in it, and he was in a bowl, and the bowl said killer. And I was like, this is the epitome of me.
Were you a plain
This is
shirt, plaid
irony.
pant
I
girl?
love a plain shirt, plain pant.
Plain shirt, plaid pant.
I love a plaid pant. I had so many plaid pants.
When I was younger, I definitely had plaid pants. I had snakeskin pants. I had all different types of like patterns on my pants with a solid top.
That's hilarious.
I had a.
Was
Did you
in
guys ever have a Dare shirt and you get to crop that or tie it real fucking? Am I okay? I'm aging myself.
No,
No, you're
I
not
don't-
aging
don't-
yourself.
I
I
was
just
in
I
Dare.
homeschooled in elementary school.
Do you remember that movie they used to show you in Dare with all the cartoon characters?
Yes, it was like was it Nancy and Reagan made that?
I think so. I
That
know, like
video,
Bugs Bunny
yes,
was in it.
100%.
Like Inspector Gadget was in it. The Ninja
Ooh.
Turtles told you not to do.
And there was
drugs
like
or some
an older
shit.
brother who was like using drugs and drinking, and then
Yes.
like came in like his dream. Yeah, I remember it very well.
You're old as fuck because
I
nobody
know.
else remembers that.
Yeah,
movie.
I'm be 37.
Yeah, I don't remember that because
That's
I'm
what's
too young.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's what
you're
it
too
is.
young,
I'm
Kelly.
just so young that I
That's
don't
it.
remember it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of hilarious, we do want to get more into who you are as a person,
Yes.
Okay.
and we have.
I wouldn't, but
I think everybody wants to know. After the gray pubic hair explanation, they're like,
You're gonna read it.
I want this person to tell me more about themselves. Okay, so, Karinne, truth or dare?
truth.
Okay. Tell us about a time you had a very uncomfortable family conversation. What could this possibly be?
Okay. So I need to start with a question.
Oh,
Does it have to be my family or can it be a family?
It can be a family. It's a family thing.
yeah, we're just talking. But you have to tell the truth.
Okay.
Tell the truth.
I'm gonna tell the truth. This is incredibly true, and it's so sad. But I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so let's rewind back to maybe 2012.
Okay.
Set
Okay.
the scene.
I was gonna say,
2012.
what are we
See,
wearing? What's on TV?
I'm
Make
like
me think.
20s.
Or I'm mid-20s.
Yes.
I am still though thinking I'm supposed to be like married and figuring it out and
Yep.
have my real job and so I'm super depressed.
Yeah, as we
Right.
all were in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm having a lot of depression sex is what I'm doing. You know the sex where you like, once you go through therapy and that same guy texts you, you like, not in what world? And then you got to remember, oh yeah, in the world that I was in 2012.
Yeah, in the
Okay,
world in which
okay.
I am sad and only Dick can
And
cure
only
this.
Dicks can cure this. I am dick sad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been that sad.
Oh, it's terrible, but it's fun. It's
Okay.
a blast.
Yeah, but do you
I wouldn't suggest it, but
how long does it cure the sadness on
for
average?
about 48 seconds.
Okay.
maybe. You got about a 48-second
Yeah.
window where you're like, that was great, and then you look over and see
then you
that there's
see
a
their
man
face
shaped
again.
like a thumb that you just had sex with, and you're like, oh.
Okay,
even more
see you next
sadder
fu-
now.
yeah.
I'm even more sadder now.
Yeah.
Actually. It actually made it worse.
Okay, so we're doing sad sex.
Okay, so boom, I'm in my mid to like later kind of 20s. There's this young, freshly 21-year-old boy who just takes a liking to me in a way that I had not been experiencing for a very long time.
I think the young guys go for it.
And I'm talking about was literally wanting to put
Hey,
his face in my
I
in my
want you.
butthole
I want to
right
do
day
things.
one.
Face in the butthole.
Yeah.
They will be.
Face in the butthole.
They're your
aggressive.
biggest fan. They want
I don't know why
somebody to
hearing
show them.
you say face in the butthole
Face in the butthole. Face in the butt. Face in the butthole.
giving me
Face
joy
in the
that I
butt.
don't. But yeah, so he starts to like me. So eventually, I do have sex with this young
She thinks she's
man.
the chocolate Pop Tart. Sorry. You have sex with the young man. Does he
I
put the
think I
face in the butt?
He definitely puts his face in my butthole. So we start having sex for a
Say
little
more.
bit. And eventually it fizzes out, though. I go to therapy. I heal as a person. He tries to, like, hit me up every now and again. I'm like, no. Fast forward to 2 years ago.
Happy sex.
No, like last year. Fast forward to last year. So a year ago.
So 10 years later.
10 years later. And I still converse with this young man every now and again, but not, there's no sex, there's nothing regular, but it might be some.
He asks you if you want to sponsor his basketball team.
Right.
He
all of that
comes.
Yeah.
He says, do you know a place I can get my car fixed?
Yes.
You have to mentor this man.
And it's so funny, but he
says, Auntie Karinne.
100%.
I was just being.
I'm Auntie Ren, 100%.
Really? I was just being funny.
Like,
okay.
No.
Okay, that makes sense. Because he's younger.
Do you know a car dealership that doesn't do credit checks? You know
He's
what
a nice
I do,
young
though.
man.
I do though.
We all should know someone like
But
that. Okay. Yep.
So fast forward 10 years. I meet this older gentleman who's about 10 to 12 years my senior.
Okay.
He owns a barbershop. He's an entrepreneur. He is freshly divorced. I meet him at a comedy show. He's like, I really enjoyed your set. He was like, but I do think you are very beautiful. Can I take you out on a date? And I'm like, sure. When? He was like, what are you doing right now?
I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead in my head, and I don't want to go there. I want to let you finish it, so I'm going to shut up. Because I think I know where this is going to end up.
Exactly where you think it's going to end up is where it ends up. So I go on a date with this man. We go grab sushi right after my comedy show. He's teaching me how to use chopsticks. It's the most adorable.
It is 90s rom-com.
It's like a Tyler Perry rom-com.
Pies,
like all he needed was a bad wig, and it would have been a real good Tyler Perry rom-com.
He was like, girl, I know you've been hurt in the past.
Like, oh.
You know what you could use?
So funny.
But
my face in your butt.
So we start dating, and now we're dating, and he tells me about his son, who is technically his stepson.
Okay.
However,
but he's been there for him.
Like since he was 2. So he doesn't even like make the distinction. He just calls this boy his son. And he's like, yeah, my son, he's having a birthday coming up and da-da-da-da. And he's going to want to get his hair cut here in the barbershop here soon. Da-da-da-da.
Bracing
it's a
so
big
hard.
birthday for him. He's turning 30. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because keep in mind, I'm 37. So this young man is 6 years my senior or junior.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the blue, hey, I'm having a big birthday coming up. I'm turning 30 this year. I'm throwing a little shindig. I would love to see you if you wouldn't mind. The son.
The son. You didn't even say his name because you just.
The young boy says this to me. A light bulb in my head goes off.
That's so funny because
And
I'm
I
also
asked
going to
him,
be at a
hey.
party.
Like, I'm busy
So
that
I
day.
asked the older gentleman, hey, what did you say your son's birthday was? This day. And you said he's turning how old?
30.
I, at that moment, realized
Screenshot. Picture.
that I have now fucked the Father and the Son.
And
the Holy
Spirit. Shut the fuck up.
I now have to sit a family down and let
Are you
them,
sure you're not going to lay this family down?
Yeah.
listen.
How did they not put this together?
I
I have no idea. How would they know?
How would they know?
How would they know? 'Cause it's
Easy.
A decade apart.
It was a decade apart. They would have had no idea.
He's been with probably tons of other girls since this. He's
I don't
might be
believe that.
married at this point.
Who would be
The
after
father
anybody
was
after
married
this?
he just recently, like his divorce was just final.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that
maybe
one.
a few months. So he
Gotcha.
wasn't
Yeah.
even dating. Like, so they would have never had known. I also think it's hysterical that I'm like, so liking fat girls running our family. Love that for you guys.
I want to see the ex-wife / mother. And I want you to meet her and be like, "Hi,
Oh, I don't wanna meet her.
I'm your worst nightmare."
I am your absolute worst nightmare.
What did you do to these two men?
Right, because
This sounds like a revenge you had against this
Yeah.
woman. You're like, your father is
actually-
next, bitch.
Yeah. If I wish I was that good.
Yeah.
I wish I was that good.
I'm gonna fuck your dad.
I know.
So yeah, I had to sit the dad down, and because I was really more so nervous about sitting the dad down. The boy,
Yeah, you could be like, "Yeah, I'm dating your
I
dad
don't
now."
care.
I didn't know
and
that you back
And
then.
I told him, I was like, "Hey, I just want you to know, like, I have been actually fucking your father for like the past 3 months. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yay.
He was like, oh, okay.
And he's just like, go get him, Dad.
Yeah. And then
what'd you say to him?
the dad, I had to get drunk. I was very nervous because I actually kind of liked this man a little bit.
You've been dating.
And we've been dating.
You had sushi together.
So listen, still can't use chopsticks. So I got really drunk and I asked him to meet me at the bar that I was really drunk at. And I sat him down just almost in tears. I had to like really, because
you should have cried. It gets you out of everything.
No, so I wanted to look like I was crying, or at least about to. Because while I feel bad, I feel like, oh, I'm the fucking man in the streets. Like, I out here fucking the daddy and the son.
I have to tell you something.
This is great.
Gonna be really
so I'm like, I just didn't know, and I need you to know, like, I'm telling you now. And so I told him, and he did not care. He did not care. But here's when he did care.
Okay.
So as we're leaving the bar, I run into another person that he knows that I also had sex with. I'm a whore. And he like daps him up, and he's friends with him, and they like see each other first. And then here I come like from behind my older man, and he's like, Karinne? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, hey, and he scoops me up and hugs me real tight. And I'm like, hey, okay, I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Yeah.
As soon as I walk outside, the dad is like, you fucked him too, didn't you? And I'm like, shit. And I did. And that was the last time I talked to him.
Stop taking people to this bar.
But this
is where they all hang out.
My favorite part about that story, because I don't talk to either one of those gentlemen anymore.
Okay.
Son.
Better.
Bigger dick.
Wow.
Oh.
Huge, like huge youngest.
Must be from the bio dad.
Listen, it's got to be from bio dad, because dick is huge.
Right. That's one. I mean, that's
Fathers
genetic. You
is
can't pick
just
that up from. Okay.
Show us on the microphone. Show us. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do
it. I will.
You're like,
You
put it
can.
out.
I would, but he had a big penis, and so yeah, that was fun.
But you got through it.
I got through it. I'm here with you girls. It's a great story to tell.
It's a good story to tell.
It's really funny.
Did the son care? He didn't care at all.
The son didn't care at all. The son probably like hit me up a week after that and was like, you still fucking my dad? Or like some real dick or something stupid.
Well, it makes sense that he wouldn't
like,
care.
you know where you get watches
repaired? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, because you were dating.
Yes.
Like he cares, because if he's going to make a future, he's like, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
On Easter, you know.
Like all of that shit. Yeah. Like, how do you explain, like, what do I do at the family reunion? Like, that's got to be weird.
It's a little too...
That's too
messy.
Much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to, as fun as that sounds, because I would just be staring back there like...
Well, and you don't know who they told and who they didn't tell.
I don't care anymore.
No, I know you don't care about that. I mean, like, if you were dating.
No, I'm saying even if I was dating, I might have...
That's nice. That's good.
Because I feel like in my head, I'm like a man a little bit. That's an accomplishment. What? If a man fucked the mom and the daughter...
Yeah. Yes.
He'd be the fucking man.
That's just a bad
and he
porn.
would want everybody to know.
Yeah.
I fucked the dad and the son. I'm very proud of that. Thank you. It's one of my greatest accomplishments.
I think it's pretty cool.
And I didn't even try.
Yeah. You get like it's like if you keep doing that, you should get like a free sandwich. It's like a stamp card. You know what I mean?
Depending on how many family members.
Yes,
you
like
get
uncle, nephew.
Or it should be like a bingo.
Yeah, you get their inheritance if you had
a brother,
a postage stamp up here. Yeah, yeah. It just did they look alike? No, because they're not related.
Because they're
You'd never know.
I would have, and I. Yeah. No idea. And keep in mind, I knew that young man. Like I said, we had known each other for like 10 years. I never met.
But since it was more casual with him, you wouldn't have known like his family.
I never.
Because you only knew him for a little while. Yeah. And then you met. Yeah.
And it was probably like a common name. He kept mentioning his son.
No.
He
did.
Yeah. And you're like.
Was it a name you don't obviously you're not gonna say
don't
a name.
say
Was
it.
it a name that you felt like
if it was like Brian, you would know like it's 10,000 Brian.
It was a pretty common name.
It's
it wasn't
very
like
common
a name
name.
Yeah, so you wouldn't think
twice about. Okay,
absolutely, it's a very common name. It's a lot of Jordan, Jackson, Tyson.
Okay. Yeah, you're like it doesn't. Yeah. Doesn't do anything.
He wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I fucked a Jordan 10 years ago.
Right. Wouldn't even.
No, think the last name Jordan.
Oh, last name Jordan.
Jackson, last name
Michael. I mean, you could have said it.
I could have said it.
Should we just cut that part out? Do you not want it?
Just bleep it. Bleep it.
Or bleep it. But it's a million Michaels.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a common name, it doesn't even really matter.
Yeah.
Even on the podcast, it's like.
And then I won't say the dad's name because then they'll.
Right.
Because then everybody will know.
Yeah, that'll narrow it down.
Everyone will try to track it
Michael
down.
Jackson's dad.
It's Michael Jackson's dad. It is. It's Joe Jackson.
Joe.
Yeah. Faith, what about you? Have you ever had to have a uncomfortable family talk?
Not that uncomfortable. Everything has been pretty cozy compared to that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of a uncomfortable family conversation. Do you have one, Kelly? Why don't you go first, and I'll think about this.
I don't know if I was in any of these conversations, but I remember when my parents were like, I was like 15, and my parents came down and they're like, family meeting. We're having a family meeting. My sister looked at us and we're like, we have never had a family. Like, what do you think this is? What in the Full House rerun do you think we're doing right now? We've never had a fucking family meeting in our entire life. I think it was just code for sit on the couch. So we sat down and they were like, we just wanted to let you guys know that our divorce was finalized 6 months ago. And we were like, huh? They're like, we've been divorced for 6 months. And we're like, eh? Like, they just did it.
They didn't say anything?
They didn't say anything. They still lived together for like the longest time. And then we're like, okay. And they're like, so your mom's probably going to be moving out. And I was like, okay. And then she moved back in like 3 months later. And then like moved out like a year after that or whatever. But still.
That's funny.
It was like, it was just a weird, they were like, so funny because they were like expecting it to be a weird family conversation.
Right. They expected it to be more emotional.
Yeah. And instead me and my sister were just like, we were just caught up on logistics. We were like, wait, how long have you known about this? Like, what date did this allegedly happen? Like, so you guys have been, talking behind our backs. Like, we live in this. How do we not know this?
I won't go through the whole thing, but the reason that story is so fucking funny to me is my parents at one point in time called a fake ass family meeting and set us down and told us that we're getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad got a divorce. Fast forward to literally 2024 this year.
They got back
my
together.
Mom and dad just bought a house together.
Wow.
So
your parents got back together after.
I hate stories
they're
like
not
that.
Married. They're still divorced.
but they're together. That's crazy.
They are.
Because that's like a fantasy
trauma bond.
that people have.
Stay away. Stay away.
You think they shouldn't be?
I don't know. They had sex and I came out. So I feel like I'm saying I'm an okay person, but I'm also dumb as hell.
But you're telling me you can go that long and there's so much other people in the world that you gotta go back to, Tammy or whoever. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I think people
not trying to call your mom a Tammy or anything. But I'm just saying,
they'll miss being comfortable with a person.
Yeah.
And I think they take that for granted, and then it's a crazy thing to do. I don't think my parents had a lot of uncomfortable conversations. They would avoid conversations.
Yeah, we were avoiders.
And it's like, I don't think I remember when I would come to my parents and talk to about stuff, they were pretty open. But I remember like our parakeet died. And they just didn't say anything.
They just didn't say anything. My grandma died and they didn't say anything. They were like, that was last week.
But I mean, my dad's stepmom died and they were like, oh yeah, she's gone.
She is no longer with us.
I'm like, when? They're like, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, are we gonna go visit, Grammy Ann in Asheville? And it's like, no, because she's dead.
Grammy Ann's not in Asheville anymore. She's in the closet in a vase. She's in the Asheville.
Not the Asheville you're thinking of. She's in Asheville for sure.
She's in hell.
That's probably true. She probably was cremated. She's a pagan.
Pagan?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you meant.
What do you think?
We both thought.
Pegging.
No. Why would I know that? I mean, she might have. Why would I know?
Perv City over here. We were like
the coolest grandma I've ever
met. She was really,
she was really
cool. She was really wealthy, and she had all these big dogs, like husky dogs, lots of land, and she's very like hippie.
Put some bangled bracelets on her. Call
her
Kelly.
key was being completely independently wealthy from the day she was born. So I have no advice on how to achieve that.
Gotcha. Because my grandmother was poor and from the South and grew up a black woman in the South.
Yeah. But yeah.
But this was her sweater, and so she was back when it wasn't offensive.
Doesn't offend me.
Great. I'm sure. I'm sure it doesn't.
How could you wear that on this
Pop-Tart over there?
Now,
Feeling really
that's
privileged.
fucking offensive.
Yeah.
That chocolate.
You guys called me a strawberry Pop-Tart.
I felt like it was a white girl insult.
I look
this
I
strawberry
am
Pop-Tart
pretty
looking
pink.
bitch over here.
No, I'm the strawberry Pop-Tart.
I know.
But
I'm a chocolate Pop-Tart and you're
and
strawberry
it's
Pop-Tart.
weird, and you are a privileged s'mores Pop-Tart.
Ah.
That's crazy.
We also had toaster strudel growing up
What?
a couple times, but my parents are divorced, so
Fucking
they were just trying to buy my way.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember finding, like, when your parents, very rarely did my parents buy toaster strudels, but when they did, it was like...
It was a celebration.
It was like, oh my God.
Or something
I was
died.
like shaking when I had the frosting. Like,
I will tell you, every time we got a VHS Disney movie that my mom bought, because we were just like rent Blockbuster every weekend. We're not actually buying the ones.
Usually, yeah.
But if she bought it, and that hard ass plastic, do you remember they came in those book plasticky things?
100%.
If she bought it, just know somebody or something died.
Jesus
We've had
Christ.
multiple dogs.
Something died.
I'm telling you. Little Mermaid, Aladdin,
like Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast,
You're
and the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
traumatized.
It's all a dog, an aunt, a dog,
A dog, an aunt.
Like somebody, your dog died. Here's Hunchback of Notre Dame. I was like, oh.
Okay, I can't. I guess I could be
I
sad.
guess I'm sad,
But
but I
also-
really,
Just give me 2.5 hours. I'll be sad after
Right.
this commercial break.
because that little Hunchback man.
Yeah,
was really
he's pretty
sad.
sad.
He had a
That
movie
gorgeous
is messed
voice.
Yeah.
up.
That movie is super fucked up.
My husband tried to watch it with my daughter the other day. I was like, why would you show her this
I
film?
love it.
Because they try to like kill the baby in the
This
beginning.
was the Catholic Church. I'm like, this was not your first sign of this
Yeah.
is some
True.
bullshit.
True.
They depicted it in a Disney movie and we did nothing.
Don't
The
get me
Elephant Man
started
wasn't
on the
on
Catholic
Netflix?
Church.
He wanted to
Hell yeah.
burn the brown
Elephant Man.
people. The Elephant Man.
Sorry, was that a deep reference?
Yeah, the
Is that the
man
one with the red? Was
elephantitis.
the
Yeah.
Elephant Man a ginger?
Yes.
No, that's the Mask. You're thinking of Mask with
Fuck.
Cher?
No. He had the big bumpy face. And he
Yes,
had, like,
you're
the
thinking
wavy
about
80s hair.
Mask. You're thinking about
I
Mask,
thought that
not
was the
the
Elephant
Mask.
Man. I was with you.
No,
I
you're-
thought we thought the
okay.
same thing.
Mask, Cher. So you're thinking of this
I
guy.
I am.
That's what
I am DB.
He's gross.
That's what she was thinking of. That is a so this is based off a guy who had elephantitis, and Laura Dern was in the movie. She played a blind girl that was in love with him. If you've never seen this, Eric Stoltz, who played him, was supposed to be Marty McFly, and they filmed 3 weeks with him and was like meh, and then they recast Michael J. Fox.
That's hurtful, but good call.
I know.
I
Can you
just love the
imagine?
fact that these are the nuggets that
In
you
my
got
head.
up
Yeah,
there.
no, I was going to tell a really inappropriate story, and then you guys were like pivoting to
No, you
Disney,
should-
and I was like,
That's the perfect time to tell an appropriate story.
well, I don't know, because we had like deep family secrets too that came out later too. Like, I
Yeah.
remember my dad telling me he was married before my mom. And like just dropping it on me randomly. And then my mom later was like, yeah, I was the bridesmaid at their wedding. And I was like, Donna.
Shut up.
But then my uncle died. And this is how I found out that, like, I went to his funeral. And it was like out in the country, way out in Adams County, right? And it was like, my uncle was like this country guy. Like, he got buried in his coveralls. But when I pulled up to the funeral home, there was nobody I recognized, but there was like 30 black guys on motorcycles. And I was like, I think I'm going to the wrong funeral, right? So I
Yeah.
walk in, and it's like all my family and then 30 black bikers. And I was like, I don't know something about somebody, right? Turns out my cousin, his son, was the president of the Queen City Nasty Boys, an all-black motorcycle gang.
I know exactly who the Queen City Nasty Boys are.
Well, you might know my cousin Tommy then.
I might know your cousin Tommy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's
Isn't that and I showed up,
Wow.
and they're like escorting my grandma to her seat and giving her a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and then we all pour one out on top of a mountain for my uncle. It was really fucking cool, but I was like,
Who knew?
no one told me that I had cool people in my family.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that funny?
I found out that my grandfather had another child, like while married to my grandmother
No.
at a funeral. My cousin died, and when they did his obituary, he leaves, and they start like just rattling off the mom
Listing?
and dad and listen to uncles. And there was an uncle that like we didn't know about. Like my
And
generation,
he was just
like our
in
first,
the obituary?
He was just in the obituary. We did not know. And I was like, who is this? Who is this uncle? And all of our parents was kind of looking at us like, yep. And they were like,
wow.
Well, we got to tell them now. And they told us that, yeah, this is the child that your grandfather, when your grandfather cheated on.
And what'd you say?
Okay.
Did you ever meet him?
I think I met him once when my grandfather was in the hospital right before he passed. I think I met him that one time.
Yeah.
Looks just like him. It's crazy.
That's what I would be worried about. Like, what if you just saw him on the street randomly and you were like, you look exactly like my grandfather, and you just like freaked him out?
And so here's my thing. I'm like, these are the things that I need to know. As much dick as I suck, I need to know who's related.
No, you're absolutely right. That's good to know.
Yeah,
Like,
you could have been sucking a cousin.
Listen,
not even know it.
And that's my literal biggest fear.
Right. Sucking off your cousin. I don't have that fear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we've moved beyond Hamas.
No, I mean, yeah. I don't want to do it. Yeah. Yucky. I think that came out so wrong.
It came out perfect. Oh, yeah, but yeah, sucking off my cousin. I guess that's the best way to phrase that, is like my biggest fear.
It's a big one. I don't think I'd have that
I would
fear.
definitely never do it intentionally, but but it's scary. It's a scary world.
There's like movies about that, right?
The Flowers in the Attic?
There's a bunch
of them. They're on.
Okay, most of it's on purpose when they're doing it, I guess. Yeah, but
there's a whole website dedicated to it.
There's like websites on websites.
Okay, that's
yeah. Flowers in the Attic.
They were brother and sister.
Yeah,
right.
But do they know about it?
Yeah, that's like a weird. V.C. Andrews, is that who wrote those books? Mm-hmm. And then they made some made-for-TV movies about them.
Sorry, have we gone from The Mask and elephantitis to Flowers in the Attic in the same
yes, and that's hilarious.
Small portion of conversation. Oh, the places you'll go on truth or dare.
Yeah, I think we probably are running low.
Okay, let's you ready to spice it up with a dare?
Let's spice it up with a dare, guys.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so
you want to pause it?
We'll be right back.
Like, subscribe, comment. I dare you.